I was about
Oh, we're here.
oh no!
What's up, Hot Breath of
Oh
Earth?
yeah!
We out here. Welcome back to the Type 5 Feedback Hour, everyone.
Yay, yay!
This is it. I'm comedian Joel Byers.
I am Yoshi So in the building from the ATL Shouty.
Oh, is that a family name?
Yeah, ATL Shouty is the family name.
Yoshi So in the building, ATL Shawty. That is quite
Yes.
a
Yeah.
handful there.
Mhm.
But it's
That's
good to
how we
see
do
you.
it. Yeah. You too, brother. How you been, man?
I've been good. It's good to see all of you out there in the Hot Breathiverse as well. This is our weekly live stream, the Type 5 Feedback Hour, where you, the comic, gets to post your jokes in the comments of this feed, and Yoshi and I will give you feedback on it to help you
Yeah,
tighten
we
up
will.
or to develop an idea or whatnot. But we're here to combine our 20 plus years of comedy experience to help you improve your joke writing. If you want to take it even further, we do a monthly course called the Type 5 Accelerator, where we take a handful of select comics and help them develop a tight 5-minute set in just 4 weeks. So if that has something that you think would help your game, just go into the description of this video click that link. Join us for next month's, because this one's all full, baby, and we rocking and rolling. Actually, right after this live stream, we're gonna jump in. So
Yeah.
let's get to the vittles here. Let's get to the jokes, my friends.
To the jokes.
And look, a gentleman from our October Tide 5 Accelerators in here. Mr. Harry Pike is in the building. Look at that.
Yeah. Harry P.
Good to see you, Harry. He says, evening, fellas. Yes, yes. He tunes in from across the pond.
Pond life. Is that how you do it? Is that similar to I guess you can't really do pond life because he's actually living across the pond.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he's not living in a pond. It's just on the pond.
not in a pond.
Across the pond.
Just across the pond.
But
That makes a difference.
I know our time is limited here because we do have the Type 5 Accelerator after this, and we want to get to as many of your jokes as possible. And if you're watching this later, because I know some people actually can't watch this live and they watch it later, feel free to join our Facebook group if you're not a member. Just go on Facebook, search the Comedy Writing Room, and people are brainstorming jokes in there. We do a daily joke writing contest and a lot more to where you can get feedback on your jokes in there as well. But, you know, just like you watching this, Yoshi and I are both working comics, you know, or we're working comics. You may be a working comic or an aspiring comic. We're all comics at the end of the day. So we all enjoy feedback as well, even though I've been doing it almost 12 years now. I like getting feedback on material. And I'm pretty excited about this one. All right. I've been really I've been having a lot of fun writing lately. I think I found a new spark. You know, in this writing, it can kind of come and go, and the inspiration can be there for a little bit and then just kind of evaporate. And I'm feeling good about the writing right now.
All right.
Until I tell this joke, and then I'm like, oh, never mind, I quit. But what we like to do here as people are coming in is, as you're watching this, post a joke here in this live feed, and we'll give you feedback on it. But we like to
put joke in front so we know as well.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Yoshi. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit. Let me see if that helps. Give the people what they want. A white man.
Just yelling.
A white man with a voice. You know, because you can't look like me and be mean. It's redundant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not the joke that I'm going to workshop.
But yeah, no, for sure. I appreciate you. You're not January 6th white. You're January 21st white.
Yeah, I'm not the patriarch. I'm like the honky archer. All right. I'm bombing. Honky archer.
Some ebony and ivory.
Oh my gosh, hilarious.
They're starting early.
Hilarious. Oh, Hanley says cool stuff. Yep. Nightshade. Sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but welcome. Harry Pike, Tavis Aikman. Happy Tuesday, Hop Brethren. Happy Tuesday. But thanks y'all for tuning in. Yeah, go ahead and comment with your jokes that you'd like some feedback on. And I'm gonna do mine if you're all right with that, Yoshi.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because whatever, I've really been diving into like I guess I mean, we always challenge comics to get personal, and I always do write personal, but I'm trying to get even farther into like how I was raised, like culturally, like parenting. Like I'm really trying to get deep personal now. And even just like I've been brainstorming things that maybe are unique about my life that maybe would resonate with other people, but it's super personal. So the example I have right now is my mom saying that Halloween is the devil's birthday. So an idea I had around that is I'm thinking about how I'm looking. I have this whole bit forming. I'm really stumbling to set this up with word economy. Brevity is comedy. And then I'm like, all right, let me talk about this for 10 minutes until no one else has time to post their jokes. All right. So my oh gosh, as I'm saying it out loud, I'm losing faith in it. So okay, so
That's
here's
part of the joke. That's part of the joke architecture.
you're
You just got to work it out. You just got to get it out there,
you're right.
and then you'll figure it out.
You're right. So this is brand new, and I'm sure those of you that write new jokes, you're like, "Oh, this was cool on the page," and then when you try to tell someone, you're like, "Oh no." But I like where this is. I like where this one's headed. So the whole thing is around my mom telling me Halloween is the devil's birthday. So I'm like, as a child, I believed it. I was like, "Oh yeah, the devil is definitely a Scorpio. Yeah, he's a fiery philanderer." Um, and then as an adult, I'm like, the devil doesn't even show up to his own birthday. I was like, Mom, we're not even that religious. We go to school. We go to church in a middle school. That's the devil's playground.
I like
Our
that.
communion was rectangle pizza with a side of tater tots.
He said rectangle pizza with the side of tater tots.
Yeah. Or communion was like rectangle pizza in a juice box, and that was the blood of Christ. All right. So the idea is that I don't know. I really like the line that, yeah, the devil is a Scorpio. That's really what made my heart sing. Um,
Why?
I
What
just
was
thought
it
it was
about
like
that?
funny of me being like, the devil's birthday. Yeah, he's definitely a Scorpio, you know? And then like thinking of, I just don't know. I had to Google what sign was on October 31st. I don't know anything about signs and all that, but I just thought it was funny
For sure.
for me to be like, yeah, he's definitely a Scorpio.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like the premise around like attaching the devil's birthday to his sign as well. That's funny. I don't think I've ever. Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's some writing for y'all. So that's it's a lot of
I
writing to get to ideas.
so I love the fact that you're attaching it to the to his birthday because that's different. I don't think I've actually ever heard anyone mention that before. So like that's pretty funny. That's unique. I think you got to go a little deeper in the like what are Scorpios known for, or like
Mm-hmm.
what's the thing about their sign, or is it like that? You know, he probably doesn't mess with Aries or Gemini or something like that, right? Or
Right.
is there I guess what would be funny is he really doesn't mess with whatever the sign for Jesus's birthday is, right? So
Oh my gosh. That is
so whatever December 25th is,
yeah.
they're uncompatible. So Scorpios and I'm trying to think, is it Aries that's December 25th?
The zodiac sign for December 25th, Capricorn.
Yeah. So yeah. So Aries don't mess with Capricorns, obviously,
Right.
uh,
Okay.
or something like that, right? And then like now you're attaching the holiday back to like the devil, um, and then maybe I don't even know if like because then you can go off of the tangent of like now why why did your mom think that was the devil's holiday? You know what I mean? Like what's the like that's where the personal piece comes in. Like what is it about? What was she so afraid of that
Mm,
you were going to do on that holiday that she's like, no, 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 we don't do that holiday.
right. Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah,
DM
yeah.
Court said contrasting birthday parties and Halloween parties.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I started to brainstorm that. That's what this part was in the middle, is like trying to
Mm-hmm.
contrast like Halloween and birthdays, and I came up with like he would have devil's food cake. His birthday cake is devil's food cake. Um,
Yeah,
uh, clowns are
yeah,
scary at both. Um, yeah,
yeah. Even like red velvet, like that's his favorite. Like that's his favorite cake or something of that nature. But there's yeah, or the fact that that's how he's able to get all the women to dress a little less on that day or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
uh-huh. Because I think Scorpios are
he,
known to be like more sexual. It's like a more sexual sign, I think. That's why I said like fiery philanderer.
mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to be too clever. But Like no one's trick or treating for birthday cake. Yeah. I do like it though. I liked when I wrote it last night, I was like, oh, the devil being a Scorpio was funny. So I just knew
Hmm.
there was something there. But I do like comparing it to Jesus' sign and then maybe what are attributes of Scorpio that could like connect with Satan. So you
For
don't
sure.
hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't. There's something there about just the devil's holiday and your own personal connection to that day. So like I don't know, did you ever celebrate Halloween? Or was there ever a period where you were just like, all right, this year I'm gonna go out as, Martian, Martin the Martian or something like that? Like, or was
Yeah.
it no?
I mean, in high
No.
school, I like went to like a Halloween party and like we trick or treated
Mhm.
for fun. But like, I mean, growing up, never like, no, I never did. No.
Yeah. Or even like where your trick or treats were just like where you got read Bible verses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Like,
maybe it's even like, okay, if I didn't celebrate Halloween, then what did I celebrate?
yeah, what did you celebrate?
I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
then what would Jesus's Halloween be or something like that? And then the contrast was like, we're not even that religious. We like go to church in a middle school. We're not, Jesus ain't looking
Yeah.
out for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. The government is because we get these square cheeses for
Yeah, we have
lunch. But
EBT.
Jesus is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EBT offerings.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The blood of Christ is more of a juice box.
Juice
You know what I
box.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. Okay, cool. So
It's got legs.
there's some legs there. And I like people sharing some feedback as well. That's fun. Thank you. Ben Webb said, of course, the devil would be into astrology. And the
Yeah.
contrasting the birthday. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, we got jokes. People out here litty.
Yeah, we got jokes. What's up, David Smalley? White guy hand signs. Marcus in the building. Chris James. Ben Webb. Yeah, we out here. DC, good to see you. Jeremy Dooley, Robin Sutton Clark, Zach
Yeah, yeah.
Brumback. Halloween treats were edibles. Oh, fun. All right. Well, then Bobby set an alarm to be here. So thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby.
So yeah, y'all go ahead and post your jokes. And thanks for that, Yoshi. Yeah, I think we got a few good leads, a few good ideas. Because honestly, like
Mhm.
I didn't come in with like a structured joke, so we couldn't really give that much
Yeah,
of structured feedback on it. But
yeah. No, but I like the premise is there. It's just a matter of where you take it, right? And it's
mm,
sort of like what assumptions, right, are you making that you can then break about it. So
yeah,
it's yeah. I don't hate it.
yeah, I don't either. Oh, thank you. Ben said definitely something with that idea. Have fun fleshing it out. Oh, Jones in the building as well. Oh, we deep. We deep. Yeah. So let's get it. Hot breath the verse. So first joke up. Do post your jokes. And let's get to the first joke. But what's so funny now, any feedback I give on word economy, they're going to be like, yeah, but you just rambled for 10 minutes trying to get your joke out. Hey,
We working it out.
we're working it out, but please do post your tight jokes. Honestly, like what we've learned to doing this for a few months now is that like if your joke doesn't fit in one post, like if it's too many characters and it has to go to a second or a third, it's going to be too long. So challenge yourselves before you post it that if you
Yeah.
are going to post a joke to make sure it fits within one message and doesn't carry over into two because we've
I don't even know how many characters that is, but that's such a good like reminder of like, okay, especially for what we're doing. We're just trying to do one joke, right? You can add
exactly.
tags.
Yep.
But yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So,
you got it. Let's go.
and that being said,
Number
it looks
one.
like Marcus Mauser is through several. Looks like his makes it through two, perhaps. So his joke to kick it off here is there are three types of white guy dancers. All right, here we go. There are 3 types of white guy dancers: the best and the rest. That's all you need to know right there. That's all you need to know right there. Yeah, yeah.
Joke feedback over.
Have a good night, Marcus. All right. So there are 3 types of white guy dancers. 1, you got the guy who sits there and does the vibe dances. 2, when white people get in a group of people, all guys. All right, sorry. I got distracted because Power Hour. Oh, Carter just sent us $2 super chat. So thank you. Thank you so much there, Carter. That's so cool. I actually did shows with Carter, and he's in Louisiana, and he's killing it on YouTube as well. But
killing it.
Yeah, he's an OG Hop Brethren as well, like A1 Day One. Like he told me when I came, I stayed at his house and all that, and he told me a sleeper Hop Breath episode is with Laughing Skull owner Marshall Childs. Marshall Childs. Sorry, I forgot his name because he doesn't book me, so I don't know. He doesn't even book the club. They have a booker. He has nothing to do with, like, I haven't reached out. That was a joke. Now I'm covering my tracks like he's watching this. Like, Joel. No. I could say that about literally every club.
Every club.
I'm on the road anyway. I've been booked at all the clubs. I just want y'all to know these are jokes. And I appreciate all of it. So anyway, Marshall has a really good episode on Hot Breath. He drops a lot of gems. It's a early episode too, but he drops a lot of good stuff about the biz for sure. So let me read that again. Thank you, Carter, for that awesome.
You have such ADHD. Hold on, squirrel.
No, this is gonna be a good one. All right, here we go.
All right, there are 3 types of white guy dancers. Go.
1, you got the guy who sits there and does the vibe dances. 2, when white people get in a group of people, all guys with one girl, and they just jump, and all of a sudden they want to impress the girl, so they have a competition to see who can jump the highest. And 3, we don't need a 3. It's already too long. The guy who hangs with black people who really can't dance, so they just Millie rock to it.
To try to fit in.
So
this is...
I don't know. I'll stand by my statement of making it fit into one thing. But...
yeah. So it's too long, first of all. But also, it's more just an observation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of those jokes that probably plays better when you do it physically.
Right.
Rather than written. So it's hard to see, like, so unless you tell the group, also, you're not making it personal. So unless you tell the group which one you are, then maybe it'll hit a little bit more. Like, I'm the 3rd type or something that visually gets you connected to it. So right off the bat, the fact that you said there's 3 types of white guy dancers, either I would say just make that personal. Like, either my best friend is one of the 3 types of white guy dancers or something to make it personal off the top. But yeah, it's just, I understand where the joke is going, but there's also not like a punchline.
Yeah,
here.
It's literally like an observation, really.
It's just an observation. Yeah.
So to help him get structure, I mean, what kind of dancer are you? Is Marcus one of these 3, or is he the black guy with white friends who is observing this? So we need to know, like, what is Marcus's point of view in all of this? What is the context? Yeah, where's this joke coming from? And then I think acting it out would definitely help bring it to life. But honestly, Like I could see it being like, there's the guy who sits there and does the vibe dance, and then the guys who try to out jump each other to get the girl. And then the
Yeah.
third one is where they just hang out with me and Millie Rock. If
Yeah.
he's the black guy in this. I'm just trying to get who Marcus is with this connection. Oh, and he's going to act him out. And before this, I'm talking about how I used to think I could break dance. Well, I want to hear more about that than
Yeah.
white
That's
guys
much more
trying to
personal.
dance. Yeah.
Yeah. Much more personal and much more interesting. Like when
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, I used to break dance on a stage," you're like, "Wait, what?" Because you just don't expect that. That's like saying, I'm an investment banker and I own $1 million in a portfolio. Like, well, that's interesting. Now go deeper. So, to your
Yeah.
point,
And if you used to think you could break dance, what happened? It's like I used to think I could break dance until I broke my
I started
ankle.
hanging out with too many white people. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's
Like,
white though. Marcus is white.
oh, okay.
You racist. Cancel Yoshi
No,
now.
no. Maybe that's what it is. He used to break dance and then he got way too comfortable and now he can't. You know what I mean? Like, to your point, like, at what point did it stop being where it used to break dance? You know what I mean?
I like him saying I used to think I could break dance until I broke my ankle.
That's funny.
Some wordplay
Super.
there. But
Yeah.
I think what we're getting at here, Marcus, is we want to hear more about that than the 3 types of white guy dances, Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep her moving here. Let's try to get to a lot of these here because we got peeps in here. We all the way out here now.
We in here.
We getting super chats. Yo,
Super
$2
chat?
at a time. You and I, each of us, look. We going to the dollar menu tonight, baby.
Dollar menu, baby.
$2 holla. Our wives are gonna be so proud.
So proud. Like, what'd
She
you do?
said there's
Earn
no
money.
future.
What'd you do while you were upstairs?
Yeah, we earned $1 holla. We're gonna go make it rain at the Dollar Tree. All right, so
go there today.
Let's get to Chris James here.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't had sex since we lost the war on Christmas. We lost a lot of good men in that war. They're women now, and even they won't have sex with me. Oh, the they. Oh.
I like it.
Lost a lot of good men in the war. They're women now, and even they won't have sex with me. Yeah, I don't hate it. I also don't. The war on Christmas. I mean, I feel like. I wonder if there's. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the war on Christmas. I was trying to think if there's something else that's maybe even a little more evergreen. That's a little more useful year round. Like if you're in like if it's July and you're doing like war on Christmas, it's a little out of context. Versus. But the premise is that he can't. Like he basically struggles to have sex. Like his dating life struggles.
Yeah. I think maybe it would be better if it was since I lost the war on Christmas. Like just making it personal because the we have no context on who we are. And then you could say, I lost a lot of good men in that war. They're women now, and even they won't have sex with me.
Yeah.
So literally changing all the we's to me and I's, I think will make this joke pop.
I like it. I like that. Yeah. I do like that. Just changing it. I don't even know what is the war. What would be the war on Christmas? I don't know if I get the reference.
I think it's the on calling it Christmas rather than Happy Holidays.
Oh.
Just like television and Hallmark cards and media changing it up to be more all encompassing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Or at least that's what I heard from, people who
look like me
were very upset about it. Yes.
I look like someone wants to be like, it's Merry Christmas. Dang
it's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, he likes that. Yeah, Chris likes the changing to since I. Yeah,
Mm,
boom. Just a little shift like that can make all the difference in a
little
joke.
shit. Absolutely.
Ooh, great note. There you go. Okay, we're finding our stride now. We're good. We're getting
Yeah,
into it.
we getting in there. We getting in there.
All right, let's get Tavis going here. My friend thinks people hate her baby for crying in the store. I told her no. Babies are like car alarms. We're not mad that they make noise. We're mad you thought having one was a good idea. Oh.
That's so good. And the visual of car alarms, when I hear car alarms,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, seriously? We still have those? Like, that's still a thing? So it's just very funny. I like that a lot.
I do too,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. And I think you've set up a really nice analogy here to where like babies are like car alarms. So it's like how
Mhm.
else? I mean, is it the crying and the siren? Like, I think there's even more. I think there's a lot of tags you could have here now that you have such a clear analogy.
Yeah. Like I can imagine like being like, woo, 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 bah, bah, bah. You
Mm-hmm.
know how the car alarms shake?
And now you're crying. Now you're the one
And now you're,
crying. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. That's funny. Yeah, that's all there.
I like the joke. I would like to hear more parallels. You know, a Venn diagram is a great exercise of finding parallels between two things. That's what I was using with like Halloween and birthdays. You know, I was using a
Mhm.
Venn diagram. So I think there's more that can be found there, Tavis. But I think
Solid.
I think I don't I
I don't,
mean
I don't
maybe maybe it's all there. I don't know. Maybe it's all there. All right,
yeah, I
Tavis.
can't think of anything to change to make it tighter. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty clean. Because
Mm-hmm.
like just your friend makes it personal. The
Mm-hmm.
baby reference, you're telling her no. Like just it's like you're actually having the conversation and it's a clear analogy. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no confusion about what it is. Um, and it's a hell of a misdirect. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is all there.
Well done, Tavis. Well
Yeah,
done, my
well
friend.
done.
Let's go to
Jeremy Dooley.
Jeremy. Hold on, we got one from Fat Man here.
Oh, Fat Man and Axie Dude.
I
Is
thought
that?
it this oh, I forgot who this was. I thought it was Axel, who's like
Oh, you do think it was Axel, which I don't think it is Axel.
super. I think I said that last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fat Man, but let's get to your joke. Anyway. Most people use a mannequin to use the HOV lane. I use it at the Burger King drive-thru when I order enough food for two fat dudes. That's ridiculous.
Nice. That's very ridiculous.
Yeah.
Uh, it's funny. What
Mm-hmm.
I would love is just changing that to instead of most people, like I use a mannequin to use the HOV lane and then say I also use it at the drive-thru. You know what I mean? Like there's
Mm.
a element of just being like, just put yourself all into it.
Because the thing that'll take me out of it is that most people don't do that. You know what I mean? So there's
Yeah,
oh, it is
exactly.
Axel. Sorry.
Oh, it is excellent.
It is Axel. What were you gonna say there, Yoshi?
But that's a good point. That's why I think making it like I use a mannequin for HOV lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also use my mannequin through the Burger King drive through. So now we can't argue with you. If that's what you do, that's just what you do.
It could, yeah. It's like, and it could be a commentary on his social life that my
Yeah.
best friend is a mannequin. He keeps me company in the HOV lane,
Yeah.
and gives me he gives me an excuse to drive in
To
the
you,
HOV lane
yeah.
and to like order double at Burger King or something
Hmm.
like that. You know, like so it's
Yeah.
kind of more
Yeah.
like It da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Well, it's like when you have two examples and there's like a
For
rhythm to
sure.
it of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
my best friend is a mannequin. Oh my
I could
gosh.
literally, I could literally see the thought just like exiting stage left.
This is
It's
going to be
like,
a fun accelerator tonight. I can tell you. If Harry is still watching, he's like, oh boy, we got a special one tonight. Joel had caffeine after 5.
no, but yeah, I get that with the joke. It's like just make it more you, but make it rhythmatic because you do have a comparison. But yeah, I'd love to see like the premise of like, why is it that you do have a mannequin? Like, I'd
Mhm.
love to see more on this. So that's super interesting.
And when you order for a great way to add tags to your joke or to add different points of view into your joke. So, for example, like take us to the drive-through where the lady is giving you your bag or your 3 bags of food, and
Yeah,
then
and be
it's
like,
like, "Would you like
can you
extra?"
hold this?
Yeah, can you hold this? And then maybe maybe the Burger King employee says something to you. Maybe the car behind you says something to you. Maybe the mannequin says something to you. Like bringing in those different points of view can add
Yeah,
multiple tags to your joke where it was just a first person experience. You can bring in other people's points of view, even if it is absurd like the mannequin, and you can find
yeah,
punchlines by doing that.
that's funny. Yeah, I love an interaction at the drive-through and like just how awkward that is, and just be like, oh, that's sweet. Oh, what? Almost like
Mm-hmm.
somebody looking like what's happening. That's
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and Mike Mars said, "Good one, Joel. Thank you." And Harry Pike said, "Oh boy." So he is still here,
he's
and
still
we
here.
will see him in the accelerator in about 20 minutes. That's so exciting. Um,
Oh, that's funny. I have to, but
nice.
I had to fire him. He had such a wooden personality.
Martha said after fire him, he had a wooden personality. That's funny. That's great. This fits Axel's super active in our Facebook group too. So this fits right into like his whole like sense of humor.
Yeah, that's
Axel's
very
been
funny.
winning the right 10 club. Axel's been out here. He's out here grinding now. This kid's putting in
Yay,
some reps
yay,
now, Yoshi.
yay, yay. I
All
love
right.
hearing that.
So let's see. Jeremy Dooley. Here we go. My ex and I tried to save the relationship by spicing things up in the bedroom. She wanted me to experiment, so I bought a Bunsen burner and shoved it up my arse. Oh, you had me until then. And I think this kind of goes back to when we were talking about look at me trying to be serious. All right, we're talking about the craft here, but it's kind of like there's a logic aspect to joke writing that
Mhm.
if it takes too far of a left turn, then people are like, oh, that's just not true. Kind of like in Axel's joke, we're saying like most people use a mannequin to use the HOV lane. A lot of people in the audience, instead of
Like,
going on that journey with you, they're going to be like, well, that's not true. Like,
yeah,
so there's like
I don't know.
some,
Yeah,
there's logical like checkpoints. There's logical things you want to make sure your joke has. So the audience isn't thinking, oh, that's not true. You know, they're actually following your train of thought because at the end of the day, that's the train of thought you're putting them on. The setup punchline, you're setting them up to think in one direction. And then the punchline is punching them into another direction. It's like a line of thought, and the punchline breaks that line. So you got to make sure that it's logical enough for them to follow that initial train of thought. So for this one, I think it could be tightened up to like, to save our relationship, my ex and I, or my ex, I don't know if the ex thing, let me just scrap it all. My girlfriend wanted to heat things up in the bedroom, so I bought a Bunsen burner. You know, So just simply,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, the heat, you're setting them up to think heating sexually. Bunsen burner, oh, okay, the misdirect, you're heating it up actually physically with like a flame, you know?
Yeah. The funny thing, I took it as like, I like yeah, I mean, obviously what took it out for me was sort of shoved it up my arse because it felt like just a forced, anyway, just a forced line. But I was thinking like, so I bought a Bunsen burner and burned all the sage or like burned something because you were spicing it up, or
Mm-hmm.
like you or like cinnamon or something like that, something spicy that would connect it back to the bedroom part of it. So it's still a misdirect because the Bunsen burner is the misdirect, whereas like the shoved it up my arse part is like, okay, now what are we doing kind of thing. Like we don't even know you yet, and we don't even know, but it seems such a like a quick reveal versus like going into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so with either setup, it's like she wanted to heat things up, so I bought a Bunsen burner. So the heat is what you're misdirecting. That's basically what the joke is hinging on. Spice
Yeah.
things up, so I bought some cayenne pepper or something.
Yeah.
So we're misdirecting it that way with spicing. Both setups are assuming sexual, but the punchline is that it's like, oh, it's either heat or it's like a literal spice. Neither are actually sexual.
Yeah, like even like I bought a Bunsen burner and put cayenne on my nipples. I would still believe that over the shoved it up my arse.
Oh, right. The shoving it up my arse is, yeah, it takes it way
Yeah,
left. Yeah.
it takes it way left. But like if you bought cayenne pepper, like and like yeah, I don't know. I would have believed that more. You know what I mean?
This is a fun fact. There's a fetish convention here in Atlanta called Frolicon, and I've performed comedy at it a few times. And
Of course you have.
this was back before I had
Sure,
any
sure,
standards or
sure.
self-esteem or any other bookings. So I performed at Frolicon for refreshments. Yeah,
Refreshments.
for refreshments. It was not what it was like if Quick Trip had a fetish festival. Like it was like a truck stop bathroom. It was so disgusting. But
you're like, you're like, wait, don't get it twisted. It wasn't a high class
it
festival.
was disgust. It was no, it was in a hotel, but I mean like the people, it wasn't like you wouldn't Google search these people. That's all I'll say. This was like this was the dark web. This would be if Silk Road had a fetish convention. But I say all that to say they had seminars. They had seminars here, and one of them was people using ginger in sexual
Mm,
ways because it like burns or whatever. So that all just made me spice it up. I don't know
yes.
where I was going there.
All that for ginger. Okay,
All that.
cool.
That was me flexing. Well, young comics, when you hit the big leagues, you're doing fetish conventions for your auntie and uncle. No, it was not. Yeah. There were
That's fun.
furries there. Yeah. Ben Webb said Joel did comedy as a furry. There were. This was years ago, though. Like, this was several years ago. But it was actually fun, the show, but everything else was very bizarre. They called me a mundane, I guess, because I was just like, what is. It was a lot of weird stuff, and I was visibly uncomfortable. And one lady was like, "Oh, you must be a mundane." I was like,
Nah.
I don't know, mommy. All right, let's keep it moving here. So yeah, hope that helped there, Jeremy.
Mhm.
Let's try to get to a few more here if we can. We're running low on time.
Zach Brumback.
Zach Brumback, is he the next one?
The other people we already read their jokes. I think they just added more.
Cool. All right, we got Zach and we got Bobby.
Yeah.
Let's see. I worked in that story was ridiculous. I worked in as a cook for a long time Friends always told me I should be worried about automation. Good luck building a robot that smokes as much weed as I can and still crush it on lunch rush.
I think we just need more specifics. Like, where'd you work? Um, yeah, there's just too many assumptions here. Like, and then just the word automation can just mean a lot of things.
Yeah, but he's basically like saying automation, they're going to steal his job, but no one can, smoke as much weed as him, basically. Worked as a cook for a long time. Friends always told me. I think just to tighten it up, it's like, as a cook, I've never worried about automation. A robot can never smoke as much weed as me.
Hmm.
Or can never
Yeah.
cook while high. Or I think there's just like a lot of extra
Yeah.
detail that distract from the joke structure. And this is where word economy comes in, to where it's like, I worked as a cook for a long time. Friends always told me I should worry about automation. It's like, just get to the point, basically. It's a joke about automation. So how can we say that as succinctly as possible? So I think, yeah, as a cook, I never worried about automation. A
Hmm.
robot can never smoke as much weed as me and still
Yeah.
crush it on lunch rush. And I don't even know. I mean,
I don't even know what the crush it on lunch rush means.
I guess he's just saying he's stoned but can still operate at a high level.
Gotcha.
But I think there's a better misdirect here. Oh, and Zach says I listed it as restaurant when I wrote it out, but wanted to shorten it for this. Hey, all right. See, that's part of this exercise, is posting your jokes, but posting them very, very efficiently.
Yeah. And I think maybe one thing is just saying the restaurant without even saying that you're a cook. Like, I worked as a cook at this place. And then go into, I was never worried about, like you said, never worried about automation, because what robot is going to smoke as much weed as I can?
But I think there's a better misdirect around automation. So, like, what is something in cooking that's would be automated that they just couldn't do it as well? And if the joke is no robot can burn omelets as well as me or something, so the joke is more about how you're a bad cook.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And this is part of like exploring multiple ideas around a joke. So the first one that comes to mind may be like, oh, a robot can never smoke as much weed as me and still
Hmm.
crush on lunch rush. Okay, that's one idea. Okay, what are 9 more? I usually like to take it to like level 10, just to explore every option possible before landing on that one. Sometimes your first idea is the best one. I will say most of the time, if you do commit to the craft of joke writing, which this is something Kostaki Economopoulos told us on the podcast last week, is it's like panning for gold. And it's like part
Hmm.
of the craft of joke writing is digging deeper than that initial idea. So smoking weed as much as you is one idea that the robot can't do. What are 9 others? Burning the omelet is one. Being late for work is one. What are other examples here? Let's get farther than just that initial idea, and that's when you really start to find the gold. That's why they call, like, mining for gold as part of joke writings, because you literally are like digging for gold. You're carving through a lot of different ideas to find those golden nuggets.
Yeah.
Uh,
Solid.
that feedback is, I don't hate that. And I think that's a good challenge for everyone watching this week, is to really take it further than that initial idea. Because that's the hard part, is you're like, oh, I've got something. It's good enough. It'll fit. I
For
mean,
sure.
go for it. Sure. But part of the discipline of joke writing and part of the craft, the real craft of it, is being willing to take it deeper than just like, oh, I'm funny. Here's my first idea. It's funny enough. I mean, I'll list 10, to find one. And
Yeah,
you
for
don't
sure.
always find it, of course, but it's going through those repetitions will make it easier and easier, and you'll start to find better and better ideas.
Nice.
Ooh, and Zach said these are really good ideas. I greatly appreciate it.
Yay,
Nice.
yay.
That's I mean that's a good one. That I don't know if that's a sleeper tip. I don't think a lot of people out there are sharing that one. That it's like, hey, get over yourself and being a genius. List 9 more.
For sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the kind of the improv philosophy of like A to C.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go with B because B is just like your initial. What about C, D, E, and F? Like, what's that next thing that no one's thought about, right? Because yeah, like we could have probably, if we thought about it, you and I could have wrote the weed joke. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah, not smoke as much weed as I am. That's like that's also the thing around like parallels and comedians thinking like parallel thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
When you have comedians who are writing the same jokes, that means they're going to like the number one thing. That's like the
Mm-hmm.
next thing there. When you get a comedian that's writing something like next level, it's because they're going like 3, 4, 5 levels deep. They're going writing the 10 and picking out of those 10 which one is no one else going to say. And that's where the gold is.
And I love that discipline of joke writing. And I remember when we did a Q&A with Scott Dickers, and this has been true of several comics and writers that I've interviewed. Is it's like I remember asking Scott Dickers is like, well, how do you write when you don't feel like it? And he's like, oh, you don't feel like it? Little buddy doesn't feel like writing. You know, it's like having that voice in your head like, oh, you don't feel like writing? Dang it. Well, you know what? Comedy will just come to you. You know, it's like, you don't feel like it. All right, cool. Do it anyway. I mean, at the end, that's essentially
Yeah.
that's the
Yep.
brass tacks of it. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
do the work for you.
Nobody. Nobody.
All right,
I
let's
like
let's squeeze in Bobby here because she's set an alarm to be here, and
Yay.
we'll land the plane on this one. Sorry, everyone, we didn't get to you. I see Oz Morrison here. Oz just featured. He just did his first 20-minute set this past weekend as well. So
Nice.
congratulations, Oz. And
Nice.
Axel, I believe
Nice.
Axel actually helped him get that set together. So I love seeing the Hot Breathiverse coming together and comics helping comics here.
Freaking awesome, man.
But yeah, let's get to Bobby's, and then we've got to get to the Tight 5 Accelerator, which
Yay, yay.
week 3. So if you guys want to join our November Accelerator, just go into the description of this video and save you a seat to where we'll help you write Tight 5 in just 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Bobby,
All right.
Hot Breath OG. Here we go. I grew up in a real haunted house. It didn't make me real popular. Growing up, it really affected my self-esteem when even Casper wouldn't play with me. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I think I could probably skip the middle part. It didn't make me real popular, or just like, or shorten that to some degree. But yeah,
growing up in a real haunted house, I didn't have any friends. Even Casper wouldn't play with me.
Yeah. Even Casper would. Yeah. Tighten it. But yeah, I like that. I would love to see like what games you tried to play with Casper too, or like what kinds of things that like came up where, you know, was he like just like an asshole of a friend, or like just was he like a bully that wouldn't play with you since he had to be in the house, right? So now I'm just thinking like there's a ghost, he can't go anywhere. What is he doing? And what made you so unpopular that he's not even playing with you? Which I think is very, very funny. Like,
And I think this is a good example of a joke that like there's a lot that the audience can connect themselves. So you're saying like I grew up in a real haunted house, and then later on you're saying growing up it really affected my self-esteem. Like, and it didn't make me real popular. as of like growing up in a haunted house, a real haunted house, I didn't have friends. Even Casper wouldn't play with me. It's kind of saying you weren't popular. It's kind of saying that, it affected
Yeah.
your self-esteem. Like, it's kind of saying those things in the subtext without you actually having to like actually say it with words. So the audience can connect a lot of those dots as well.
Yeah. I like that.
Nice. Yeah. Just a little editing there, but I love the joke. Yeah. And she said there's a whole set about it. Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Yeah. I like that. That's solid.
Ooh. I mean, this was a I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I think we had some good feedback going on in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
We had some good feedback. I feel good about it. You're a little pixelated right now, and that is not a racial joke. Hot Breath the Verse. But
am I pixelated?
you're good. It's just a little blurry
Okay.
on your Boost Mobile Wi-Fi. But
I need to stop getting cheap internet from the guy down the street. My bad.
Your neighbor really needs to upgrade their internet.
Yeah, for sure. He went on vacation and locked it down.
But thank you everyone for hanging out, and thank you everyone for like sharing feedback with each other. That's what we're all about at Hot Breath, is comics helping comics. So that's why we do this every single week. So thank y'all for hanging out. And we got to go get to the accelerator, my friend. But
Sure.
I love you all so much. Uh-oh. Have a good night, Hot Breathiverse.
Bye.
Bye.